So it's a rainy day out today, and I am on my next adventure, and really excited to be going out again. It's been a few weeks since my first one that I did for you. I'm going down to Fort Wayne. I live about 10 miles north of Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I'm going to go down into Fort Wayne just so I can have a bigger place to look for a place to hide and camp out in, and because I want to see what it is like to do it in a big city compared to a small town like I live in. So I'm headed down there. I'm going to go scout the area and see what I can find and get myself set up for the night. I've got my stuff that I need, but I haven't prepped the truck for me to go in and crawl in the back and get into my sleeping bag and all that. So I got to find where I'm going to go, and once I figure that out, I'll go somewhere close and get set up, and then proceed to get in stealth mode and hiding out so I can do some stealth camping again tonight. So I'm really excited to be going out on my next adventure, and it's kind of probably a good day to do it. It's rainy, and there's going to be not a lot of people out, and the rain will probably help me in staying a little bit more covert and not being seen by others. So it's a good night to do this. I would be inside anyway, so being inside of my truck and stealth camping seemed like a good idea. So I'll catch up with you when I find where I'm going to stay the evening, and we'll go from there. So I wanted to show you what the weather's like today. It's supposed to be like this today, and I guess into tomorrow. Tomorrow is actually Thanksgiving, but it's really crappy out today. The sky is really overcast, and it's raining, and it's been kind of rainy all day. I thought because it's raining today that this would be a good opportunity to go stealth camp, because again, there's not going to be a whole lot of people out and about, and people are going to worry if they see a vehicle in a parking lot, because they're going to be more concerned with getting where they need to go safely because it is raining out. So this is what I'm working with today, and I'm hoping that we'll have a successful evening of stealth camping. One thing that I did want to tell you guys about is I actually did get the parts from my last video. They were all put on my truck. There was about 20 of them, and it was a 4.5 hour job. Got a new alignment on the truck, so it's doing better. The one bit of bad news that I got when I was there was he found what was causing my power steering problem, which really irritated me, because I have replaced my power steering rack. I replaced it about 3 years ago, so it's fairly brand new, and he told me that a couple of the seals on that rack are blowing out, so I'm actually going to have to replace it again. He told me it was going to cost me about $750, and that included the parts, which, you know, for the power steering rack, the first time I paid for it, I paid $970. So I'm okay with $750. And another bonus is because they did all the front end work and did the alignment with all the new parts that they put on, if I go in there within 2 months of that job, which I will do, they'll actually take off the cost of the alignment for me, which was $80. So the total bill is going to be around $670 rather than $750. So that made me feel a little bit better, because they're going to do the alignment for free because they already did it just, you know, a week ago when I had the parts put on. So it's going to be a big job, and I'm going to have to put the money away to get it done, and hopefully I'll have it here in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to really work hard to try to get that done, and maybe in a little bit, once I get settled in for the evening and I'm not driving, I'll kind of tell you a little bit about how I make my money, because you guys can do it too, and you can make a lot of money on the side like I had talked about in my first video. So maybe I'll talk to you about my side gig that I make money on that you could possibly make money on too. So I'll be back with you in a few. So after scouting out for a while, I've actually found the place that I'm going to stay the evening, and it's kind of a cool setup. It's a Walmart, and I hate to be cliche by staying the night at Walmart because I've seen so many videos on YouTube of people stealth camping in a Walmart parking lot, but this one's a little bit unique, and I want to show you why it is unique and why I think it'll be a good place to camp out for the night. This is the grocery pickup area right in front of us here, and that is where people go to pick up their groceries when they order online. And here's the front of the store that we're going by now. But it's kind of a cool looking Walmart. One thing that I did notice about this Walmart that really caught my eye, and I'll show you here in a minute when we get down here, but they allow truckers to park here, and even though it's not too late yet, it's already got some trucks that are parked in the parking lot and they're staying the night. I don't know if you noticed, but I have my JBL speaker. It's a Bluetooth speaker, so I can, when I listen to movies or shows or videos on YouTube, I can put it on my speaker and get better sound. So it's a $40 speaker, I believe, that you can get real cheap, and it's better sound than listening to the speaker on your iPad or other, device. And over here you'll see there's already trucks that are parked here. There's quite a few, so I don't think it'll be a problem for me to stay the evening here. One cool thing about this Walmart is I just turned down the right side of the building, and if you look down here, the parking lot goes way back here in the back, because they have the auto service center here in the back. So I'm thinking that when the auto service center closes, this will be a good place for me to park and hang out for the evening, because it's out of the way and this is on the outskirts of town. It's not right downtown. And oh look, there's another trucker sitting there. So I could literally park behind him or just in front of him. And there's also these containers here, so this would probably be a really good place for me to park for the evening, and nobody would bother me and nobody would care. Now on the other side here, there's a bunch of cars parked, so I won't park on this side, but on the other side of those containers that we just passed, that might be a good place for me to stay the evening. So I'll be back with you when I get my truck all set up. So I wanted to give you a better idea of where I am camping and kind of where I'm hiding at for the evening. And as you can see, there's the little drive that I came down, and I'm parked right behind these containers here. And then I'm sitting with a semi-trailer in front of me that's right at the edge of the parking lot and on the road. It is a fairly busy road during the day, but in the evening I don't think it's going to be quite as busy. I know this area pretty well, so it quiets down when it gets dark and a little bit later. And then other than that, it just is this. Like I said, there's the auto service center. There's nothing going on here, so I think we'll be okay here for the evening, and it'll make a good place for me to stealth camp for the night. Okay guys, so I made it to another spot so that I could get my truck all set up and have my dinner. I actually did something a little different than I did the first time I went stealth camping, which is I brought my dinner with me so that I didn't have to eat out and go pick up food. I brought everything with me that I need, except for I bought a thing of tea, and that was because I wanted tea, but it was also because I wanted a bottle for my pee bottle for the evening. So I want to show you a little bit about my setup and what I am working with here tonight. It's very similar to the first time. I actually didn't go out and get a pad to sleep on yet. I wanted to do that, but I haven't done that yet, so I'm just kind of sleeping the way that I did the last time. Now, the one thing that I like about my Trailblazer is it has a 2/3 seat on the left-hand side and a 1/3 seat on the right-hand side, so I'm able to put my seat up and keep it up and use that to sit in and eat my dinner and watch videos. And then on the other side, I'm able to lay it down and put my sleeping bag, my pillow out, so that I'm all ready to go, and I can lounge in the right side and sleep in the left side. So it makes it really, really easy to stealth camp. I've got my living room and I've got my bedroom separate. So let me show you a little bit about how I'm set up tonight. So here is the way that I am set up tonight. As I said, one side will sit up. This is my living room for the evening. On the right hand side, I've got my iPad sitting there watching Van City Van Life, one of my favorite channels. Make sure you subscribe to him and watch his channel. He's awesome. And then I've got on the other side, I've got my sleeping bag and everything's all set up for me to sleep in. So all I have to do is pull into where I'm going and get in bed. So that's kind of how my setup is this evening. As I said, I stopped and picked up some, let me get it the right way. I stopped and picked up some Arizona iced tea, and I love this stuff, but also this will serve as my bottle this evening when I have to go to the bathroom at 2 a.m. So one other thing that I did bring, you might have noticed when I was showing you the layout, is I actually brought a beanie with me this time because it got quite chilly, and it's going to be about the same temperature tonight as it was with my first one, which was 47 degrees. And I think that because I don't have a heat source yet, I think wearing a beanie when I go to sleep over my head and covering my ears, I think that that'll really help me stay a little bit warmer and not be so chilly, because I don't sleep with my head in the sleeping bag. I can't stand it, so I don't do it. So I brought a beanie with me so that when I go to sleep, I can put that on my head and my head will stay warm, and I think that'll help the rest of my body feel warm. So I brought that. So I did a simple dinner for this evening. I just packed my lunchbox and brought some stuff, and I'll show you guys that. So dinner tonight is fairly easy. I brought some chips. I brought a couple of bologna sandwiches. One thing to keep in mind too is when you pack sandwiches, if you're going to use that American sliced cheese that comes wrapped, I don't put my cheese in the sandwich until after I'm ready to eat it, because if you put it in there, it can get soggy and nasty from the bologna. So I always just leave mine outside of the sandwich and unwrap it and add it to the sandwich when I'm ready to eat it. I also brought me a couple of ho-hos for dessert, and always bring more water because I like to make sure I have water if I'm feeling healthy. I got some oranges, and other than that, later on when I'm watching some videos, if I get hungry, I actually brought some cheese in case I want something to snack on, along with a thing of Ritz crackers. So I'm all set up for the evening. I'm not going to eat all this food, definitely, because it's too much food for me, but I just simply packed my lunchbox and brought everything that I needed to bring so I could have a good dinner for the evening. So I'm going to go ahead and eat my dinner and watch my video, and I'll get back with you when we're ready to get stealth camping. So I finally got to the point where it's getting dark out, and I'm heading to my spot so that I can sneak in there and spend my evening in my truck living room and truck bedroom. And I'm hoping that it'll be a nice quiet evening, and I'll be able to enjoy my evening watching some videos and then have a good night's rest, as best as I can rest on that hard floor. But I'm hoping that I'll have a good night's rest and I'll be able to have a successful evening of stealth camping. So I'll check in with you when I get to my spot. It's dark now and I'm back in the Walmart parking lot, sitting in my spot, getting ready to settle in for the evening. I'm going to watch some videos and watch maybe Netflix or Amazon Video, find something to watch on there for a little while. It's a little bit different than the last time tonight, because I'm kind of more in an open area that I'm not worried about if somebody catches me, I guess is the best way to say it. And I'm okay with sitting in my back seat in my living room and watching some videos and enjoying my evening, because I'm not worried about somebody pulling up on me, wondering if, or what I'm doing here or what's going on. And I'm not really feeling the same as I did the first time that I went out. I was in my small town the first time, as I told you in the video, and I think that they would frown upon it more than the big city would. So I'm not as concerned tonight about anybody knocking on my door and bothering me. So it's weird how it's different. Maybe it's just because it's a different place, I don't know, but I don't feel the same here as I did when I snuck in and hid in between two cars behind that mechanic shop the last time I did this. So it's a little bit different. So I guess my suggestion to you would be to go out and try different places and see how you feel about them and where you're more comfortable in that, so that you can pick the best spots to go stealth camp. I guess some spots that you pick, you're going to have to go in silently and just jump into the back and get into your sleeping bag and go to sleep so nobody notices you. And other places, you're going to be able to just go in there and set yourself up and enjoy your night doing what you want to do, like watching videos and not really worrying about other people. So I guess it's different based on where you are and what your environment is that you're around, whether or not you feel comfortable or not turning on things that'll get you noticed, like an iPad with videos on it. So anyway, wanted to talk to you a moment about what I do so I can make some extra money. I have a really good full-time job and make really good money, enough to pay all of my bills and have a little bit of extra left over. But I needed to make a little bit more money because I had come up on 150,000 miles on my Trailblazer, and I really needed to get a lot of maintenance stuff done. As I said in my first video, I'm dumping probably 3,000 to 3,500 into the Trailblazer because it's almost paid off and I don't want to have another payment for a while. So I've decided to go ahead and invest money into this truck and drive it for another few years. So to do that, I had to do a lot of maintenance stuff on it, and I'm probably doing more things on it than I need to, but I'm going to do it anyway just to make sure everything is new and everything is in good working order on it for the next few years. Anyway, getting to how I'm making my extra money. Right now I'm making anywhere between about $400 and $600 additional money a week to my income compared to what my normal job is bringing in. And the way I'm doing it is I'm doing Doordash and I'm doing Uber Eats. Doordash, if you've never heard of it before, it's a application that people get on their phone and they can order food from restaurants, and then somebody, that would be me in this case, goes to the restaurant, picks it up, delivers it to the customer, and that's all my obligation is, and I get paid for it. I am doing very well at DoorDash and at Uber Eats. I use both of the platforms, because sometimes DoorDash might be busy and Uber Eats isn't, and other times Uber Eats might be really busy and DoorDash isn't. So I use both of them just to make sure that I'm always doing something when I'm out on the road, because it is a lot of time. I work sometimes 70 hours a week between both jobs, and that time that I spend working, I want to be making sure that I'm making as much money as I can. So anyway, they're really good. They're really easy to sign up for, and you can go on to either one of them, and when you sign up, it asks you for your information. They do a background check, they ask you about your vehicle, they make sure that you have insurance, and then once you pass those things, I think it took me with DoorDash, it took me a week, and with Uber Eats, it took me a week and a half to sign up. But as soon as you get your approval, you can get out on the road and start making money. And it's really cool because being an independent contractor on these platforms, you decide what orders you want to take with them, and you decide what orders you don't want to take. I'll admit, probably 75 to 80% of the orders that DoorDash sends me, I decline them. And the reason is because it's either too many miles to drive or the orders are too small. Some orders that they send your way, you'll make $3 for driving, 7, 8, maybe 10 miles, which just really isn't worth it. Other orders they send you, you might make 8, 9, $10, and you're only driving 3 or 4 miles. So I decline a lot of the orders on DoorDash just because they're not worth my time and money to go do them. And the cool thing is that when one is busy, or when one is not busy, then the other one usually is. That's just kind of how it's worked out for me. And I always have something to do, and I always can go out there and make money. So, most nights I'm making in, I don't know, 4 hours, I'll make about 70 to, I want to say, about $120. So it's really good. You got to bust your ass, and you are your own boss. So you have to go out there and put the effort in yourself. But if you want to make some really, really good extra money without doing much hard work, it's the easiest job I've ever done. You go to a restaurant, you pick up the food, you take it to the customer, you either hand it to them or you leave it at their door. A lot of people have you leave it at their door right now, especially with COVID. They just have you leave it at the door, you snap a photo of it, and a lot of people, you just leave it at their door, you snap a photo of it, and then you are done with that order and you move on to the next one. I know it's not for everybody, but if you want to make some really good extra money, check out DoorDash and check out Uber Eats. I'll leave a couple of links in this video for a couple of people that have YouTube channels specifically to teach you about doing these kind of gigs. So if you want to check it out, it's a really cool, easy way to make money. And I just did it because, like I said, I can pay my bills, but I really needed some extra money to do some things to the truck and to buy some things and to pay a couple of bills off that I wanted to get paid off. And it's really good, easy, quick money. So I hope that you look into it if it's something that you could use, and if not, that's cool too. Anyway, well, I'm going to get back to my evening, and I'm going to watch some videos, and then I'm going to go to bed, and I'll see you in the morning. So last night wasn't too bad, actually. It was about the same as it was last time. I was uncomfortable again and a little bit chilly, but with my beanie on, it was a lot better because my head stayed warm. And I've always heard if you keep your head warm, the rest of your body will be warmer. So it was a little bit uncomfortable again, but overall it was a good night's rest. And I can't wait to get that pad. I want it even more now, but hopefully we'll get it here in the near future so that I can have a comfortable place to sleep on when I'm out here stealth camping. Did a little bit different this time, brought my dinner, and it was a simple dinner, bologna sandwich, but it filled me up and it did what it was supposed to. Also, I was able to watch videos last night. I wasn't able to last time, and I really had no issues with anybody. Sitting across or in front of me was that semi truck, so the road I wasn't very noticeable. The containers were to the right of my vehicle, so and that was behind where everybody goes in and out of the parking lot when they come to the Walmart. And because it was the night before Thanksgiving, people aren't going to really be working in the auto shop, so I wasn't worried about anybody coming in. And it was dark still when I got up, and it was no problem at all. I also was happy that I'm sitting in front of a Walmart because I was able to go in there and use the bathroom. Looking forward to going getting some coffee now and starting my day. And it was a really great experience for my second time. Like I said in my first video, if you're contemplating doing stealth camping, get out and do it. A lot of people are nervous about people knocking on your doors and are worried about people breaking into your truck when you're in there, or van, or whatever you are using. Hell, people even use cars when they go stealth camping. But if you want to do it, just go do it. The worst thing that could happen is somebody's going to knock on your door and say, hey, you shouldn't be doing this here, you got to go. I've never heard, in the hundreds and hundreds of videos that I've watched, I've never heard of anything worse than that happening to somebody that was sleeping in their car. I saw a number of videos where they said that the cops came and knocked on their door, and all that happened is they said, hey, you're not supposed to be here, and they just made a move on. So just get out and do it. I also would like to ask you to please subscribe to my channel and hit that like button. I know that a lot of people ask to do that on videos, but that's the way that you get noticed on YouTube, and that's the way that YouTube throws you out there to more people, to get people to watch your videos, is through that like button and people subscribing to your channel. I'm going to continue to post videos. Don't know how often at this point. Hopefully maybe a couple of times a month I'll put one out. Depends on how much I can get out and do this. I'm really enjoying it, and I hope you're enjoying my videos. I look forward to doing my next one with you, and have a great day.